Welcome to the Kerbal Space Program version 1.3. I'm the Evil Red Queen. Today, we're going to do a couple different things. We're going to orbit the Moon, we're going to do a spot landing, and then we're going to use our fuel rover, which is attached to a fuel crunching station on the Moon, to refuel our landing vehicle. So the first order of business is to get to the Moon, and that is simple enough. If you haven't got this figured out by now, you'll love this because it's so easy. Set the Moon to the 3 o'clock position there, burn down here at 6 o'clock, and you are guaranteed, what have I done? You're guaranteed to have an intersection. I set something up as target there. I'm not sure what I set up, but oh well. We'll figure it out later. So let's just go in there. We have an intersection. We're a little bit far there. And I don't really care where. I will refine this orbit at a later time here. So let's just go ahead and time warp up here. I still don't know what I set as target here, but it doesn't really matter at this point. I'd like to unset it. So what did I set up? I don't know what I set up. Oh well, there's something as a target. Yeah, it's a fuel rover. What you do is you park a rover just outside the launch pad, and you put your landing vehicle on the launch pad and make sure you can dock. If you can't dock on Kerbin, you can't dock anywhere else. So if you can't dock, you back your rover off of the pad and fix your ship, put it back up there. You don't change your rover, change your ship. Unless you want to change your rover, but I use the same rovers everywhere, so it's the ship that I have to keep updating and not the rover. So let's get rid of all that data that we don't need, and go ahead and warp here. And what do we got here? This ship here, you can't really see it here in the dark, but I have the 4 tanks on the outside feeding the main tank in the center. I really like that, you can see the fuel hoses there. I really like that setup. It's cheap, we're in career mode, and it works well. So we're going to go ahead and burn here now. And those stages will end up pretty quick, and we'll get rid of them. And now we have a full tank of fuel here. I'm burning the skipper engine. I use that almost exclusively for my middle stages. And the T-45 is on my lander, and I use that almost exclusively for my landers. Even on mid-miss, you just use your throttle limiter to cut down the throttle, and it's a very effective engine, no matter where you're landing. So this should be close enough for an intersection, I would hope. And yeah, we still have one. So now we'll focus on the Moon, and we'll put another burn in here, and somewhere here. 15 minutes away, it's close enough yet. And we'll refine this orbit to more of what we want. And I went too far. And we'll try to get it back. I need to slow down here a little bit. And that's good. Let's see, how are we on the equator there? We're at 143. I like to get it around 50, just because if my base is in the dark, I can time warp up at 1000x instead of 50x, as long as I'm above 50,000 meters in the orbit. So that looks pretty good, 56. We're fairly equatorial. You can do this on your first burn, but I always do it a second burn, because it's a lot easier to get it more accurate. It's a little bit easier. So that's what I do. But that's 14 minutes away. So we'll go ahead and time warp up a little here. I'll try not to blow by, which I am so good at doing. And I did by a few seconds. No matter. I'm just barely throttling up because it's a very, very quick burn. Just watching the gold line here. Oops, a little bit too far. But what's okay, we'll fix it later if we need to. Well, we'll take 77,000, it's above 50. A little higher than I want to be for my spot landing, so I probably will close it down. But we'll go ahead and warp here again. And this should be a very quick burn. Obviously retrograde. Let's get that number here. And we end up there with 62.78. We'll probably cut that down a little bit after we get into orbit. So we'll go ahead and time warp up, again using the warp here feature, so I don't blow by it again. And we can fire a little bit early, because it ain't going to hurt us. So we'll go ahead and watch this now. I'm just looking at the circle. That's what I'm looking at. And if the circle is close, then I am close, regardless of where the apples and pear signs are. So we're at 60 and 78. Yeah, let's go ahead and cut this one down a little. So we'll go up to retrograde. And we'll warp here. And we'll bring this 78 in a little bit tighter, since that's going to probably be where we're coming from to do our deorbital burn. It looks like the station is in the dark there, which figures because it is almost always in the dark whenever I go to land something there. So we'll just kick this down a little. A little more. 56.60. That works for me. And as you can see, our intended landing station is in the dark. So I'm going to go ahead and time warp up. Oh, fast on my time warping here. Now we're at 1,000. That's why we're above that 50,000 meter mark. So it doesn't take a week and a month. And I think the next one is about 100. Is that what I saw? Yeah, 100,000. That's too far. I don't need it that far. Maybe if it was some other planetoid or something that took it a week and a month to spin around in a circle, but the one's not that big, so we'll be in morning here very shortly. At least I hope so. And one of these days I'm going to set a base down in the bottom of this big crater. I've been wanting to do that, and so far I haven't done it. But you can use this technique for spot landing just about anywhere. The only thing more accurate than this would be actually using the coordinates, and I'm not sure how I'd even do that. I mean, I know MechJet will do it, but this is an unmodded game, and I intend to keep it that way, so I'll worry about that later. If I can visually see it on the mon though, then I can spot land on it. So we'll get out of time warp here. Now it looks like we're entering daylight, and we're going to set up our first maneuver to kind of fix this. Seems like we're a little bit off there. So we're going to leave the line long on the right, and we're just going to move this up till it looks like it's where we need to be. We're going to do a second one, I'm sure. So we're just going to get it close here. So that's 2 minutes away. We'll warp up just a little bit here. And go a little faster, I guess. That's close enough. Let's go ahead and burn. And I'm just doing this visually too by looking at the lines. Not even looking at the numbers on the bottom. I burned a little bit long. Doesn't matter. As long as we got a line sticking out there. And it looks like we're still not quite where we want to be. So we're going to set up another quick maneuver here. You can do this as many times as you need to get that where you want it. I'm just raising it so it's pretty much right over the center of that target on the mun there. And we're going to go ahead and burn here again in a minute. We'll go ahead and time warp up a few seconds here. That's good. Let's go ahead and burn. This will be quick. And there we are. That should be good. So, we're pretty much there now from the looks of it. Looks like we still might be just a tad bit low. I'm just trying to get this right out in the center here. See, it looks like we're just a smidge low yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more corrective burn here. Just a little one. Just to bring us just a tad bit up. And that looks good. That's only 2.9 meters per second. That is a very, very tiny burn. So I'm going to watch the numbers this time. Instead of watching my line, I'm going to watch the numbers because I want this one pretty exact. And that should be pretty close. So, there we have it. So the next thing to do, I'm going to dump this stage, even though I have fuel in it. I know, waste not, want not. But this is just a demonstration video, so I'm going to get down to my lander there. And we got a ton of fuel. So we set up for retrograde. And we're going to warp up here, so we're a little bit closer. And then what we're going to do is burn in retrograde. And we're going to kill off the majority of the speed. That's the key there. Now, as we're doing this, you're going to see this line on the right come down. As long as I don't leave a little bit of a tail past my target, we'll be okay. So we're just going to go ahead and burn, and you can see how fast this line is coming down. So we're just going to keep an eye on it. I'm watching my speed too. I don't want to get it at 0 because I want to obviously keep going forward on the mun. Oh, we can go a little bit more. And you see how small this line is now. But that's okay, that's what we want. We're just going to time warp up here. And we're going to get rid of some of this speed again. Again, watching our line. Make sure it doesn't pass underneath or get too short. I wish I could zoom up a little bit more, but I can't. So I'm just going to let this ship come up there a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and burn again. And, you know, it's just no telling exactly how much to do it. I'm going to go ahead and set this as target. I'm not really using it here. I'm pretty much, I'm pretty much doing this visually. But you can see that the target is right there. And if we get right on top of that target, then we are exactly where we need to be. I'm just killing off some of this velocity again. I'm watching it drift on top of the other one there. Our target is almost right on the 0, as you can see. So I'm waiting for it to visually, I'm waiting for this to get right on top of it. Or something pretty close. I'm down at a very manageable delta. Let's go ahead and burn. And I'm going to go ahead and burn this to 0 this time. And there we have it. Switch views here now. We're still up there at 6,000 meters. Let's get our gear down. And we should be pretty close to being right on top of this. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of this velocity again. And that should pretty much be right below us. And that's why I do put lights on my ships. This will be easier to see as we get lower. And lights are cheap. But if you don't have lights on there, it's not a big deal. You just lift back off of the mud and burn toward the target. And it'll get you there. But we're going to be pretty close to right on top of it. I don't really see it yet, but that's okay. Make it time. Oh, I can't time warp up anymore. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of this speed. Well, I should be burning retrograde here. Pull myself away from my target. And there it is. I see it now. It's right there. Might not be able to see it, but I can see my lights glowing a little bit there. So let's go ahead and get this to retrograde where we should be. We're actually moving back toward the target here, which is kind of cool. Being that I misburned there a little bit. We're going to let it kind of come right over it. Going to be pretty close. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of this speed. And we're still up here at 38. I don't know what the actual elevation is down there, but I always set my target, especially after I can see it, I just set it off so it's north of me. Not that it matters, but that's how I do it. And with this T45 engine, you can make corrections really quick. Your speed and that, you can kill off speed really quick. And I kind of like that. It makes it so much easier to land your ships. Especially if you're sleeping, like I was. That's why I always turn lights on, too. And we are down. And we are pretty close to our intended target. Now, if we wanted to get this closer, we could do that. Let's go ahead and do it. You just simply burn real slow and point yourself toward the target and kill your throttles. Get your ship in retrograde. Let it spin around. I'll go ahead and kill my velocity there. And now we're coming down, probably a little bit closer than we were. Hopefully, we're not right on top of it. No, but we're pretty close, aren't we? Definitely close enough for government work. And we are down. And that's how you spot land. It's really not that difficult. A little bit of practice. So we go to our fuel crunching station here, and let's see how much fuel we have in there. Not enough. So let's hit the Alt key here, and let's go ahead and put some fuel into this rover off that center tank. We're always crunching fuel out here constantly, so we have plenty. And don't worry about the numbers, just look at the lines. As long as the lines are equal, you have the right amount of fuel, oxidizer and liquid fuel. So let's go ahead and undock now. And there we are. And if your rover doesn't move when you first undock, just turn your brakes on and off, and then your rover will go ahead and move for you. So we're just going to back up a little bit here. And I just do this strictly visually. You could set this up as a target, this docking port, and control from the front. But I just do it visually. It takes a little bit of practice, I guess. I also use I don't use the junior docking ports on my rovers. They're a little bit too small. It makes it just a little bit harder to dock. The bigger the docking port, the more the magnetic force So that's a good reason to go ahead and use the slightly bigger docking port there. And I'm just doing this visually. Just kind of driving in there, and we are connected. And wasn't that easy. So let's go ahead and give Jebediah some fuel here. I'm sure he will appreciate it. And which one are you, Jebediah? You're this one, I believe. So we'll just fill you up there. You've got more fuel on our rover than you need, so you're going to get a completely full tank there, buddy. Make sure we put it in the right ship. And we'll go ahead and undock here. And hit my bracket key until we get back to the fuel rover. And there we are. So let's go ahead and back over this rock, which is invisible. Not invisible, but doesn't stop our rover. And we're going to go ahead and dock this back at our fuel station so that our next ship can have fuel too. You don't want to hit them too hard, especially that little ship. This is a little bigger ship and I could smack this a little bit harder, but little ships could be a problem. And I didn't quite hit it there. We'll just move over here a smidge. And now we're docked back up. And as long as your fuel rover is, like I said, if you can do it on Kerbin, then you can do it anywhere. But there we have Jebediah. That's a full tank of fuel. And obviously he'll have no problem getting back to Kerbin with this. So he's happy, I'm happy. Thanks for watching. Have fun playing Kerbal Space Program. I hope you learned something. Don't drink and drive. Don't drive and text. And don't do too many drugs. This is the Evil Red Queen, signing off.